Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will explain one menu-driven program on Python based on list. Let's start the program. At first, I am taking one variable, that means one reference. The name of the variable is my underscore list and which is list type. I am taking this list as one empty list. Let's move to the part where the menus are present. Here the whole thing I am taking between the function operations. Between the function, here I am using the infinite while loop. For this reason, after the looping statement, I wrote true, and here the menus are printed between the infinite while loop. At first, 1 for at item at last, 2 for at item at specific index, 3 for update item, 4 for search item, 5 for delete one item, 6 for displaying the whole list, 7 for length calculation, 8 for maximum and minimum number, and at last 9 for exiting the program. And after the menus, here I took one reference named choice, which is integer type, which will receive input from the user on runtime. On the output screen, the message enter your choice will be appear, and as per user's choice, user will give their input. And here I am using the conditional statement if for checking the statement. Here I wrote if choice equal to 1. It means when the choice equals to 1, then it will execute, neither it will not execute. And now move to the inner part of the if. Here I took one reference item which is integer type, and it also receives input from the user, and it will show the message enter number, and after that user will give their input as per their choice. And after this I am calling the function at underscore item underscore last and passing the argument item. When actually I will call the function, the program flow will go to the function where actually the function is present. And for this reason, I am moving to the part actually where the function is. Let's move to the part. Actually, here is the part def at underscore item underscore last, and here we are seeing that here is one parameter which is item underscore number. And now I am explaining the inner part of the function. Here we are seeing that my underscore list dot append between the parentheses item underscore number. It means the number will be appended to the list. Append means the number will be added at the last of the list. Now move to the next choice. That is the next part of the choice. That is if choice equal to 2. Actually, when choice is equals to 2, then it will execute. Here I took one reference item which is integer type, and it will also take input from the user on runtime by showing the message enter number. And not only that, it will take another input for the position. For this reason, I am taking the variable POS which is integer type, and it will receive input from the user on runtime, and it will show the message enter position. And after this I will call the function named insert underscore specific underscore loc, and by passing two arguments, one is POS and the other is item, and the first is for index and the second, that is the last, that is item, is for what? It is actually the item which will be inserted at the specific index. Actually, when I call the function insert underscore specific underscore loc, the program flow will go to the function where actually it is present, and for this reason I am moving to the part where the function is. Look over here. Here the function is insert underscore specific underscore loc, and here we have seen that here are two parameters. One is idx and the other is value. Actually, idx for the specific location and the value is for what? Actually, value is for which will be inserted at the specific location. Here I am using the conditional statement if and checking idx greater or equal to 0 and idx less than or equal to len of my list. Actually, what it means? Actually, we know that index starts from 0 and ends to length of my list minus 1, because actually length returns the values of what? Actually, the number of items is the value of length, but we know index starts from 0, and that's why it will go to the length minus 1, and that's why I am taking this type of conditions. Here, after the condition, I wrote my list dot insert between the parentheses idx value. Insert is the built-in function of list for insertion at specific index, and that's why I am passing at first the index and then the value. It will insert the value at specific index, but actually index is not valid. When actually index not valid, then the else will execute and it will print the message the position is invalid. Now let's move to the another part. That is for 3. 3 for what? 3 is actually update item. Okay. Now I am explaining this part. Here I am taking one reference item and it will show one message. Enter the value for which you want to change. Actually, it is the targeted item which will be changed. And then I am taking another reference new underscore item which is also integer type, and it will show one message on the runtime. Enter the new value. It means the new value which will be replaced and actually which will change the old value, that is the new value. And now I am calling the function update underscore item and passing two arguments. One is item and the other is new item. Actually, when I call the function update item, the program flow will go to the portion where actually the function update underscore item is present. Let's move to the part where the function is. Looks over here. Here is the function for updation. Here, between the update underscore item function, I pass two parameters. One is t underscore item and the other is u underscore item. One is for targeted item and the other is for updation item. And between the function, I wrote the conditional statement if and I checked t item in my list. That means actually the item is in the list or not. If it is in the list, then the operation will execute. And after this, I took one reference idx which is integer type, and by the built-in function index, it will return the index of the t underscore item. After this, the idx will store the index of the t underscore item, and now I wrote my underscore list between the third bracket idx equal to u underscore item. That means the u underscore item will be assigned to the idx of the my list. The idx already we received from the upper operation. Now it will print updation successful. But the t underscore item is not in my list, then the else word will execute and it will print the item t item is not in the list. Let's move to the next portion, that is for search item. Search item means actually searching for one number for the position between the list. Here when choice equal to 4, that means when the reference choice is equal to 4, then it will execute. Here I took one variable item which is integer type that will take input from the user on a runtime. By showing one message, enter number to search. As per user's choice, user will give one number, and then I am calling the function search underscore item and passing one argument which is item. When actually the function calls, the program flow will go to the function. Where is the function? That's why I am moving to the part where the function is. Let's move to the portion for the function. Looks over here. Here is the function for searching. Here I took the function name search underscore item and passing one parameter. The parameter is item underscore number. And after this, I am using the conditional statement if, and I am checking item underscore number in my list or not. Actually, when it satisfies, then I will find the ID for the item number. That's why I am using the inbuilt function index for storing the ID. That means the index between the IDX reference. Now I will print the number item number is founded at the index IDX. That means the number is founded in the index. But if the item is not in my list, then the else word will work and it will print the item is not present in the list. Now move to the another part. That is when user will give input as 5, that is for deletion purpose. It will take the input for the item which user will delete. That's why it will show one message in the number to delete. As per user's choice, user will give one number for deletion, and after this user will be redirected. Actually not user, actually the program will redirect it to the function del underscore item and passing one argument item that will be performed the operation in the function. Now move to the part for deletion. Looks over here. Here is the function for deletion. Here I used the function del underscore item and passing one parameter item underscore number. And here I am checking the item number is in my list, just like the previous function. And when actually it satisfies, then I use the inbuilt function remove for remove the item. That's why I wrote my underscore list dot remove and between the parentheses item underscore number, and then it will print the number deleted successfully. But when the number is not in my list, that that means the number does not exist in my list, then the else word will works, and usually it will print the item is not in the list. Now move to the next part, that is for displaying the whole list. When user will give input as 6, the function display will be called, and that's why the program flow go to the function where the display function is present. And here normally we I wrote print my list, it will print the list. Now I am moving to the next part, that is for length calculation. When user will give input as 7, then I call the function length. That's why the program flow will go to the function length. Normally here I wrote print len of my list. Actually len is one of the built-in function and it will return the length of the my list, and it will print just the length of the my list. Now when user will give input as 8, it will calculate or find the maximum and minimum number from the list, and that's why I usually call the function max underscore min underscore number. Now let's see what is the function works. Looks over here. Here just I use the inbuilt function sort for sorting the list. Actually what will sort do? Sort actually sorts the number from lower to higher. It means it will sorts in ascending order from smaller to higher, and we know index starts from 0 and goes up to the length of the list minus 1. That's why the maximum number will be the index of the length minus 1 of the list, and that's why I wrote this. And similarly, the minimum number will be the first element. That's why I wrote 0 as index between the third bracket. And at last, when user will give 9, it will normally exit the program and it will print exiting, and then I use the break statement for breaking the loop. And but when user will give input one number which is not between the numbers, then it will print invalid choice. And between the underscore underscore name underscore equal to main, I call the function operations. Let's run the program for better understanding. Here on the output screen, we show the menu. I already explained about the menus. Now I am doing operation. At first, I am entering 1 for add item at last. I will enter at 20. Similarly, I will add another number. I am giving 30. And I will display the list. For this displaying, I will give input at 6. Looks over here, it prints 20 and 30 because initially the list was fully empty. Now I will search one item. For this reason, I am giving 4. And it shows enter number to search. I am giving 30. It shows the message the number 30 is found at the index 1. Now I will add another number. I am giving 50. I will add another number. For this reason, I am giving 1 and the number is 100. Let's see what is the display about the list. For this reason, I am entering 6. Looks over here 20, 30, 50 and at last 100. Now I will search one item which is not in the list. For this reason, I am giving 2 and I am giving 300. It shows what? Actually, I gave for specific index, and that's why it asking for enter position for inserting at specific index. Now let's do the operation. I am giving at 2. It will insert the number in the position 2, and let's see the output. Here we are seeing that the number 300 is inserted on the index 2, 0, 1, 2. Now I will search one item. For this reason, I am giving 4, and I will give one number which is not in the list. I am giving 500. It shows what? It shows the item 500 is not present in the list. Now again I will do the search operation. For this reason, I am giving 4. I am giving 300. It shows the number 300 is found at the index 2. Here 300 is presented at the index 2. Now I will update one item. For this reason, I will give input as 3. And it shows enter the value for which you want to change. I will change the 50 as 150. For this reason, I am giving the target item, that is 50. Now I am giving the new value 150. It shows one message, updation successful. Let's see what actually happened. For this reason, I will display the whole list. For this reason, I am giving the input as 6. And let's see, the 50 now turns to 150. Now I will calculate the length. For this reason, I am giving the input as 7. It shows 5. Why? Because there are 5 elements between the list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I will calculate the maximum and minimum number, and that's why I am giving 8. It usually prints the maximum and minimum number. Looks over here, it shows maximum number is 300, okay, and the minimum number is 20. That means the maximum is 300 between the list and the minimum is 30. No, minimum is 20. 20. Let's move to the next one, that is the exit purpose. It usually break the program. It shows one message exiting and at last it stops the program. That's all about today's program. Thanks for watching.